und er hat natürlich Ähnliches vor. Er kommt aus Hagen, ist 29 Jahre alt. 2016 wäre ihm fast die ganz große Überraschung Alexandra Palace geglückt, als er drauf und dran war, den topgesetzten Michael van Gerwen zu bezwingen. Eben kam er noch mal kurz zu mir und sagte, Elmar, ich brauche die Fans hier in Hamburg, um diesen Schritt zu gehen. Also, herzlich willkommen hier in Hamburg, The Cube, René Eidams! Die Aufgabe für René Eidams ist nicht einfach, denn es wartet der UK Open Champion von 2012, der World Grand Prix Sieger von 2015, war lange Zeit einer aus den Top 10. Aktuell steht er auf Weltranglistenplatz Nummer 30 aus Schottland, The Thorn, Robert Thornton.
Big name enters the European Tour stage here at the European Darts Matchplay in Hamburg. Robert Thornton, former World Master, UK Open winner and World Grand Prix champion, taking on the fourth German player in action here in Germany today. The first three have all won and the clean sweep is on. Usually they only have 4 home nation qualifiers. It would be incredible if they got a clean sweep of 6 in a tournament. But it could happen because Robert Thornton's form has been patchy, to say the least. Can he beat the Cube, Dan Dawson?
Well, he can, but you can see it going the other way as well, because René Eidams has already won a game on the European Tour this year. He did that when he appeared in Saarbrücken and saw off tricky Ricky Williams. That was his only appearance other than this on the Euro Tour so far this year. As for Robert Thornton, well, we've seen him a few more times, including in Saarbrücken, but he is yet to win a game.
Verslag René to the first game on.
Mike Langendorf. He got a big yah by seeing off Michael Barnard. Martin Schindler, yah against Mario Robbie.
60.
Robert Marjanovic, yah. Will there be 3 more? Will it be the joy of sex for the Germans tonight, with all 6 making it through? We will find
60.
out. René Eidams, of course, famously gave Michael van Gerwen an enormous scare at the World Championship. Won 6 out of 7 legs in a mid-game spell against the world number 100. That took him to a deciding set. That has remained one of the highlights of his career.
A glorious defeat. That's the highlight of this match so far. It wasn't a great start for the Scottish contingent in today's action. Jamie Bain beaten convincingly by Chris Dobey in the last match. Dobey setting up that World Matchplay derby with Kim Huybrechts, which will be perhaps more important for a couple of players not on the stage than those that are on it.
81.
Tomorrow here.
Ready, require 108.
Eidams looks at 108 and Thornton is poised on 120.
And he will get a go at the 120, Robert Thornton.
41.
And this would be a very
Robbie,
Thorn finish.
120.
There's two favourite bits of the board, the treble 20 and the treble, well, dear me, the treble 1. Didn't like that bit.
There is a chance for Eidams, of course, to have a
42.
rematch with MVG here. The winner of this will play the lethal biscuit, James Wilson. And the winner of that expected to play Michael van Gerwen. Double 8 to take a step closer to it.
$51. Robbie, you require 78.
Dear me. Could rescue it. And does do, Robert Thornton.
Robert Thornton.
Not the route he was aiming for, but it will do.
Second leg, Robert
It is.
to the first. Game on.
An immediate break of throw for the Thorn, who, quite incredibly, I think, for a player of his talent, hasn't managed to win through to the final day of a European Tour event since September 2016. And back then, he was still seeded and only needed to win one match to do it.
Yeah, a former winner on the European Tour, of course, Robert Thornton. He won in Dusseldorf, the European Darts Open, back when he was at the Maritime Hotel.
The tournament
91.
after that, the European tournament after that, was the last time he's won more than 2 matches on the Euro Tour. It just shows how quickly it's changed for Robert Thornton. The same year that he won the Grand Prix, of course.
Yeah.
58.
Well, the Grand Prix last year was the last time he made a quarter-final in anything.
Yeah, lost out to the eventual champion, Daryl Gurney. That is the same man that Rennie Eidams lost out to in Saarbrücken earlier this year.
26.
But Robert Thornton has won his big PDC
100.
titles from absolutely nowhere. The UK Open, Robert Thornton in 2012 was a 250-to-1 outsider to win that tournament.
There you see Daryl Gurney and the lethal biscuit James Wilson, both in the same management stable. Wilson will face the winner of this one. Gurney, as we've just mentioned, significant
92.
victories against these two.
As Paul Nicholson coined them in the previous match. Super Biscuit and Lethal Chin.
$100.
Well, Eidams is just not doing anything in this game at the minute. I know that this is a big weekend for World Matchplay qualification, but Robert Thornton
140. Robbie, you require
is not a man who's going to be
86.
there, barring something ridiculous.
Well, someone more
38.
crueler than me might
Ready,
suggest he
you
hasn't
require
been there for
70.
some time. There's a horror record of the match play, Robert Thornton. But it's a horror show so far from Eidams. Can he put it right?
Missed starts in the first leg,
50.
and he's missed a dart in this one as
Robbie, you
well.
require 48. Games from the second leg. Robert Thornton.
Well, the finishing has been pretty good from Robert Thornton. When he's actually got down to the doubles, it's just taken a long while to get there. Yeah, Robert Thornton, as you mentioned, went to the match play. The first 6 years he went there, he went out in round
100.
1. Now, that is a record. It is a record that is equally held by Kim Huybrechts, a man who is very much in the discussions for World Matchplay qualification. He's going to be there.
95.
It's just whether he's there as a seeded player or an unseeded player. And as you said, there'll be one player in particular hoping that Kim wins his opening match tomorrow, Richard North.
45.
Hoping that Kim moves into the seedings and it frees up a spot in the unseeded places that Northie can nick.
Although that could all change. For example, if Chris Dobie, who would have to
99.
knock out Kim, then went on to reach the semi-final.
Oh, yeah.
Cruel twist of fate.
Yeah, a double chance for Richard North to be knocked out of the tournament, if you will.
Yep. In then out.
137.
And often Rennie Eidams' darts look like they're going to be in then out. You see the little wobble. Those really small points.
60.
Well, he should get more darts in this leg, Rennie Eidams. He's not been able to take any of the chances that he's been presented with so far in this match.
I miss watching Robert Thornton in all the big events, the European tours and the TV events, because just seeing him again here, just watching him, you just forget how animated he is on the hockey.
100.
Leaves you in no doubt as to what he thinks of every single dart that he throws.
And look, when Robert Thornton is on it, he's amazing. He's genuinely amazing. When he won the European Darts Open, he beat James Wade in the semi-finals with 111 average. Beat Van Gerwen in the final of the Grand Prix the year before.
49.
He hit a double start 9-darter against James Wade in a game where Wade hit one as well. Single 20, leaves double top. Again, Eidams gets darts for a leg. And again, Eidams misses darts for a leg.
He's doing this sort of deep breath thing before taking a dart at double, but he looks terrified of having a shot at the double.
Ooh. Oh, double-double was the route for Thornton. I like that as an option.
Especially for Robert Thornton, who double-topped his way to those major titles,
yes,
especially at the Grand Prix. Not something that Eidams managed there, but can he double-10 his way to this leg?
20.
9.
Robbie, you require 40.
Rennie Eidams, 8 darts missed at doubles in this match so far. But he is going to get more. How many do you need, Rennie? How many? There we go, we have our answer.
Game on.
And that answer was 10, leaving Thornton stranded on that very number. The one glimmer of hope of a return to form for Thornton, which would be very well timed considering that he's ranked 30th in the order of merit right now, and those top 32 places are all important, is that he's qualified for the last 4 European Tour events in which he's entered the qualifiers. So he's going to be in Hildesheim in September, having played in Gibraltar, Denmark and here. And that's not easy.
No, it isn't, and that has got to be something that he'll look to, because, to be honest, you've got to win 2 or 3 games in those qualifiers, and winning 2 or 3 games in a row for Robert Thornton has not been easy. You only have to look at his Pro Tour form. You've got to go back to April when he got past the 3rd round, which he did back-to-back, but he only went out in round 4 then. As I say, he's still searching for a first quarter-final since the Grand Prix last year, and a player of Robert Thornton's calibre, a 3-time major winner, then
55.
No, that's not what you expect.
161 is one of his most famous finishers. He's not going to do it here, and he wouldn't have to either, because Eidams is once again a long, long way back. First time that Eidams has run into Roberts.
59. Robbie, you require 101.
You do wonder if
41.
that match with Michael Van Gerwen at Alexandra Palace has kind of haunted Rennie Eidams a little bit, whether he's spent the last few years of his career daydreaming about what might have been.
Robbie, you require 60.
Well, he may have been waking up in a cold sweat about that game since then. But I would suggest that he might be waking up in a cold sweat about this one for a few weeks to come, unless something changes. Because right now, Robert Thornton is 3-1 up, despite averaging in the high 70s. There you go. I mean, this is a real struggle for Rennie.
And for Roberts, he's Can struggle his way to 6 legs. That's all that matters.
140.
And the thing is, he's still had chances in every single leg. He's missed darts in every single leg of this match, Rene Eidams.
'41. $137.
Well, it's not imperative that he left a finish there because the Thorn can't leave a finish from where he is. But Rene will probably just be relieved that he's put together back-to-back 2 treble visits.
Yeah, well, the Thorn throwing away the last dart there. He's kind of given up on this leg, but having seen his opponent's efficiency on the outer ring earlier in the match, should not be giving up.
121. Rene, you require 112.
Now then, Rene. This time, maybe. Yes. Yes. It's another pause and a big gulp of air.
92.
And another dart missed, a double.
Well, that's the bit, isn't it? It's like Rene Eidams is colouring between the lines and then one little dodgy bit and ripping up the whole piece of paper at the end of it.
20.
That's a decent effort.
And that one's in between the lines. And with the way that Robert Thornton is performing so far, Eidams, having started to rectify those misses on doubles, the majority of them came in a string from the beginning of the match, might feel there's a way back and a way to win and a way to keep alive the chance of the clean sweep
60.
the German qualifiers here in Hamburg. Max Hopp will take on Dirk van Duijvenbode later this evening. We're going to see Dragutin Horvat in the game after next against Jelle Klaassen. In between, we've got Mike D. Decker against Darius Labanauskas. He performed very well in Denmark.
96. $55.
You go back to the World Championship, we saw Robert Thornton go and average 98 in the first round and see off Brendan Dolan. It was more close to 99 actually. And he still averaged more than Mensur Suljovic in the second round, although he was beaten by the gentle.
Yeah, it was a kind of deceiving scoreline that, if I recall the match correctly. 57, double top, the Thornton,
77.
over the top, and now the door is ajar.
110.
Same targets,
70.
same outcome, almost the same spot.
Robbie, you require 40.
Can Thornton find the sweet spot here?
Game from the
He
stick
can.
leg. Robert Thornton.
Oh, we've got a little Scottish pirouette there.
Oh, the flying punch as well. It's a good job that Eidams wasn't stood just outside the exclusion zone.
Well, he hit 180 in the first leg, Rene, and he's hit one there. Unfortunately, in between, there hasn't been a great deal. I mentioned that performance, or those performances, by Robert Thornton at the World Championship, because since then, we've not seen him win a game on stage. He's lost all the Euro Tour appearances that he's had in the first round. He made it to the UK Open, but lost
100.
there, and that's been it. So it's been a long while since Robert Thornton has had that feeling of being up on stage in front of a couple of thousand fans and hear his name following game shot in the match.
Yeah, I think the difference with Robert compared to other players that have gone through those things is that we just know that we can't write him off. Because out of nowhere, he did it last year. We were having these conversations, albeit it wasn't on stage, but he just all of a sudden reached the final of a Pro Tour event.
Yeah, out of nothing. That would have been out of nothing as well from Rene Eidams.
99.
That's a much better visit, missing with 2 of his darts, but they weren't a million miles away.
Right, look at the ball, or will he just go for the noise? Well, he almost hit the ball somehow.
Rene required 56.
56 for Eidams. Thornton was hoping to put him off by the 180 cry of Hugh Ware.
Games from the 7th play.
But the cry comes from the crowd as Eidams clings to the coattails of Robert Thornton.
And a 14-dart leg, a rarity in this
55.
one. Here we go, Rene.
140.
Is it just me, or did Rene Eidams play at a much faster pace in that match when he played on stage at Alexandra Palace against MVG? I seem to recall
82.
that he kind of got swept along, not quite at the same pace as Michael van Gerwen, but maybe that's a confidence thing. Because he was playing so well, he was able to almost
85.
feel in the zone and take less deliberate care with each dart.
Maybe you do see players speed up and slow down depending on how they are feeling.
But usually when I ask that question, any question that starts with "is it just me?" the answer can be yes.
Obviously, yes. Some serious headgear here in Hamburg.
Yeah, there are some incredible efforts of fancy dress, but some not very well thought out ones, like the dinosaurs walking around here in the sweltering heat in Hamburg.
There are 2 guys dressed as 6-foot cockroaches in full bodysuits, which is I mean, you're going to do yourself damage in this kind of environment. Robert Thornton would do some serious damage to Rene Eidams if he can take out this 108.
96. Robbie, you require 180.
Just to keep that breaker throw advantage. Finds a 54. Now he wants tops.
68.
That was a vital last treble into the 19s for Rene Eidams because it leaves him a 2-darter. Is it double-double? No, it's not. Beautiful dart. And he stops and he pauses and he waits again, and this has not been working as a tactic for the cube.
73. Robbie, you require 40.
Perhaps it's something that he could consider changing if he finds himself in such a position again, because when he stepped back, he has looked scared of going for the double. The doubles have looked scared of the darts. However, he's going to get the chance again.
Rene require 24.
Robert Thornton is not happy with a few boos from the crowd. No pause this time.
12.
They looked a long way off. I know there may have been a deflection on that last one, but he did not give himself a particularly good chance. And Robert Thornton's face there.
Well, what's he going to do if he hits this?
From the 8th play, Robert Thornton.
There is the answer.
9th play, Rene to third first. Game on.
Rather more contained than I expected there from Robert Thornton.
Well, there may be more to come.
45.
The German number 2, Martin Schindler, Robert Marianovic and Mike Langendorf are all winners this afternoon in a clean sweep for the host nation qualifiers. Rene Eidams may be about to spoil the German scorecard, but he is not out of it just yet.
Well, it's 5-3, but it's only one break. A little bit of hope for Eidams,
who is averaging more than the Thorn.
and Robert Thornton has looked there for the taking.
58.
Yeah, completely.
What did he think of that dart, Dan?
I think he thought it was a valiant effort,
Yeah.
but ultimately the result was not quite what he was after.
Yeah, unlucky Bob, I think he said.
Yeah. It may have been just sort of guttural roar.
Well, Rennie Eidams looks in some discomfort himself there, but whatever he's done has done the trick.
77.
Robert Thornton is giving us the full range of emotions.
123.
Found that one
Ready,
hilarious.
141.
That was calmed him down a little. He's coming back at match point, Robert Thornton.
And Robbie, you require 92.
These two are going to come off the stage like they've been in the boxing ring for the last half an hour. Can Thornton land the knockout blow?
He could.
76.
But he doesn't. And that is a match start missed by Robert Thornton. Eidams has left himself the double 11.
It's not a bad guide. But now he can't finish. Throws the last dart in fury. And Thornton wants double 4 to go through.
8.
And Rene Eidams was very, very stupid in the last visit. He threw his last dart away and bust his score, leaving him back on that double 11. He could have gone single 3, and he knows he'd get 3 darts at double. But he might not here. And it'd be your own fault, Rene. He does get 3. Oh, and it's right on the wire.
Robbie, you require 8.
Well, Rene Eidams can't leave that stage suggesting that he didn't have chances, because he's had every chance of toppling Robert Thornton in this match. And he might get more.
6.
And he does get more. An astonishing 7 missed match darts for the 3-time major champion Robert Thornton. Rene Eidams is still stuck on double 11. He may be stuck on double 11 for eternity with the way he's been throwing at it. But finally it's pinned.
Sticks it in. And sticks in the match, sticks in the tournament. And Robert Thornton's been getting some stick, and he might get more from the crowd here. This match is not over yet.
Rene Eidams has missed 20 darts at double. Robert Thornton has missed 15 himself, but half of those misses nearly for Robert Thornton were match darts.
Well, this leg could change everything, because if Eidams can somehow find a break of throw, he would have the darts in the decider.
58.
Gripping stuff, despite it not being the astronomical averages that we sometimes see on the European Tour. Certainly dramatic.
Yes, the darting paradox. It is rubbish, but it is also brilliant.
Speaking about the fancy dress earlier on, well, there's 2 blokes on the stage impersonating professional darts players, Dan.
Look,
45 gives hope to Eidams here. 2 trebles to get to a finish.
The stuff we saw from the German players this afternoon, Marianovic was excellent. Martin Schindler was constantly in charge. And Mike Langendorf upset the odds to beat Michael Barnard.
140.
Rene Eidams may yet scrape through this, but if he does, it is less about his own brilliance and more about Robert Thornton's failings, I'm afraid.
There have been the odd moment where the real Robert Thornton has stood up. That set-up shot is one of them. But having witnessed what we just had a few minutes ago,
94.
do you really fancy this 93 to go?
Yes, yes I do.
You're a very silly man, Dan.
Yeah.
How about the 151? Let's play that game.
44.
There is no doubt in my mind about what is going to happen here.
Well, we'll leave that open to interpretation. Yep, you were all right.
I thought he was going to take it out.
119.
Ooh, now then.
Robbie require 49.
Well, it will be 9. The double top to get over the line. Finally, Thornton does. A grueling contest between the Thorn and the Cube, but Rene Eidams is the first German player to be knocked out of the European darts match play, and Robert Thornton will have the chance to move through to the final day for the first time in almost a couple of years on the European Tour. I'm sure that he will go away and try and improve on that when he takes on James Wilson tomorrow. We'll be back in a few moments' time with Belgium's Mike de Decker against Darius Labanauskas, but first, let's hear from the Thorn.
Bezwingt Rene Eidams und damit ist der erste Deutsche, der sich hier in Runde 1 verabschiedet beim European Darts Matchplay. Also nochmal ein Applaus für The Cube. Rene Eidams hat alles versucht, hat gekämpft, es hat nicht ganz gereicht. Robert, congratulations. My goodness.
It's been a while. It's been a while. I won my first game, so.
What can I say? Double trouble was in the house.
Well, I wasn't just playing him, was I? I was playing the crowd and all, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Always trouble with the German fans, you know.
Yeah, I'm not playing again, that's it.
No. Robert, tell me, how difficult is it? I mean, is it 2-3 years ago where you were top 10, where you played at a totally different level? How difficult is it to accept that you're not playing this level right now?
It's not so much I'm playing the level right now. I mean, I've had a lot going on in my personal life. My wife's had 3 major operations and we've had to be looking after her, so that she's had to take a back seat. She's on the mend now. I'm starting to practice hard again. And I'm enjoying it again.
That's cool. So tomorrow, what's your plan when you arrive to a European Tour event? Do you still have the feeling I can win this, and if it's running well, I have a chance?
Well, it'd be stupid not having the feel that you can win this. I mean, I threw some good averages during the week and I lost. I know I'm playing well. That wasn't very great, and Rene never played the way he can play. He let me off the hook. I think he felt more pressure than I did in front of his home crowd and that. It's kind of let me off the hook a little bit, but I'll go and enjoy tomorrow, and if I win, I win, I lose, I lose.
It's good to have you here. Thank you very much. Robert Thornton. Ja, der sagt, habe ich noch angesprochen, noch vor rund 3 Jahren einer aus den Top 10, der große Titel gewonnen hat. Er sagt, er hatte privat einige Probleme.